morning, students. I welcome you all for another session of numerical problems on slope and deflection of cantilever beam, okay, using moment area method. So we'll take one more problem. The problem is like this: determine the slope and deflection at the free end of a cantilever beam shown in figure using moment area method. So this is a cantilever beam A, B, and this is C, and it's subjected to UDL 4 kilonewton per meter. So we have to find out slope and deflection at free end, means free end is B. So here we have to find out slope and deflection, that is theta B and YB. See, when the load comes on this beam, this UDL, the beam will going to bend like this, or it will going to deflect. Okay, it will going to deflect like this. So this is deflection YB, and if you draw the tangent at B, okay, so this is theta B. Okay, we have to find out slope at B, okay, and deflection at B, that is YB. So as usual, first we'll going to calculate the bending moment. Okay, so start from the free end, calculate bending moment. Now see here bending moment. So bending moment at B, so it is 0 now. Okay, so MB is 0. Then bending moment at C, so bending moment at C is equal to, the moment at C is equal to, take this UDL 4 into 2. Okay, 4 into 2, it becomes 8 point load, and perpendicular distance of this point load and C is half of this one. So bending moment at C is equal to 4 into 2 into 1. Okay, but it is minus, so because when this UDL comes here, this portion will going to hog like this, it will going to bend like this. Okay, so it is hogging, so minus, so bending moment at C is equal to minus 4 into 2 into 1, perpendicular distance is 1, so it is minus 8 kilonewton meter. Then similarly bending moment at A now, so bending moment at A is equal to, again this is a load 4 into 2. Okay, 4 into 2. Okay, and then this point load will becomes going to act at half of this 1 meter, means, so bending moment at A is equal to, again this is minus because this portion is also hog like this. Okay, so minus 4 into 2, minus 4 into 2 becomes point load. The point load will going to act here now, and the perpendicular distance from this to A is, this is 2 plus 1. Okay, it is 3. So minus 4 into 2 into 3, that is minus 24 kilonewton meter. So using these ordinates, draw the bending moment diagram. Okay, first calculate the bending moment, then draw bending moment diagram. Now draw the base A, C and B. So this is a beam ACB. Then show the bending moment ordinates. Moment at B is equal to 0. Then moment at C is equal to minus 8. Minus means below this baseline. Okay, it is 8 kilonewton meter. Then moment at A is equal to minus 24. Minus means again below the baseline. So this will be 24 kilonewton meter. Okay, now join this. Now from A to C. Okay, from here to here there is no load. Okay, join with straight line. Okay, join with straight line. Then in between C and B, there is a UDL, so this will be curved. Okay, this is parabolic curve. So this is straight line. Okay, then it is curved because of UDL is there. So this is bending moment diagram. So this bending moment diagram is divided into 3 parts now. Okay, so one is a rectangle. So join this. This will be the rectangle. Now here already we have calculated, it is 8. Moment at C is 8. So this is 8. So this rectangle will be 8 into 2 meter. Okay. Then another triangle. This is a triangle, and see this is third one, parabolic spandrel. Okay, this is parabolic spandrel. This is not triangle. It is a curve here. So there will be 3 areas. One is rectangle, one is a triangle, and another will be parabolic spandrel. Okay, so this is bending moment diagram. So next is we have to find out slope at B. Okay, here slope at B. Now see slope at this point. Now, what is the reference point now? Where is the slope 0? Slope 0 will be at A. Slope at A will be 0. Since it is a fixed end, there will be no rotation here. So slope at A is 0 with reference to A, and we have to find out slope at B. So slope at B is equal to area of bending moment diagram between B and A now. So we want to calculate slope at B means we have to take bending moment diagram between B and A. Now bending moment diagram between B and A will be what? All the three areas. Okay, A1, A2, A3. Okay, so area of bending moment diagram between B and A divided by EI. So that is A1 plus A2 plus A3 divided by EI. Now calculate the A1. What is A1? Rectangle. It is 8 into 2. Okay, 8 into 2, 16. Then A2, this is a triangle, half base into height. Half base is 2 meter and height will be 16. So total is 24. Out of this 24, this is 8, means this is 8, remaining will be 16. Okay, so half base is 2 meter, height will be 16. Height will be 16, so this area will be 16. Then A3, see, this is the parabolic spandrel. So what is the area of parabolic spandrel? 1/3 of base into height. So 1/3 base, again base is 2 meter, height will be 8. Okay, so it is 30, that is 5.33. 5.33 will be the area. So A1, A2, A3. So substitute here. So therefore slope at B is equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3 divided by EI. So 16 plus 16 plus 5.33 divided by EI. So this comes out 37.33 divided by EI. So slope at B, that is slope at B, theta B is equal to 37.33 divided by EI. So this is slope. Next, find out the deflection at same point, that is at B. Now see, this is the deflection YB. How much the beam will going to deflect from the original position. This is YB. So deflection at free end B is equal to YB is equal to, now same area between B and A. Again now see, the reference point is same. We are finding out the deflection at B. Okay, and where the deflection is 0? At A. So now, so area we have to consider between B and A. Okay, between B and A means again all three areas will going to come. Only change is for each area we have to multiply x bar, that is centroid of this areas. Now centroid, where you are calculating the deflection at B means your centroid distance will be from B. Now for x, now see here, so YB is equal to area into x bar divided by EI. So YB is equal to how many areas between B and A now? 3 areas. Again A1. So A1 into x1 bar plus A2 into x2 bar plus A3 into x3 bar divided by EI. So already we have calculated A1, A2, A3. For these areas you have to multiply x1 bar, x2 bar, x3 bar. Okay, so A1 is 16, area already calculated here. A1 is 16. Now what is the x1 bar? It is the centroid of that area 1. So this is the area 1, centroid of this area 1 from where you are calculating the deflection? At B. Okay, from B you have to measure the centroid. So area is 8 into 2, 16. Centroid of this rectangle 1 from B. Now see, from here to here how much? 2 plus 1 meter, half of this. So 2 plus 1 will be the x1 bar from B to centroid of this. Now see, 2 plus 1, 16 into 2 plus 1. x1 bar is 2 plus 1, that is 3. Then similarly A2 is already calculated 16 into x2 bar. Now again x2 bar, area is this 2, right? So x2 bar means from again B to this centroid of this triangle. Now see, from here to here how much? 2 meter. So from here to here 2 meter. So 2 plus centroid of this triangle. So from here it is how much? 2/3 of base triangle. If you consider from the 0 intensity, it is 2/3 of the base. Okay, so here to here it is 2 meter. 2 plus 2/3 of base. Base is 2 meter. Okay, now see here. So centroid will be 16 into x2 bar equal to 2 plus 2/3 of 2. Then similarly A3, it is area 5.33 into x3 bar. Again x3 bar will be, this is the area 3, the centroid of this will be, this is not triangle, this is parabolic spandrel. It is from here, it is 3/4 of base. Okay, from B 3/4 of this distance. Okay, this distance 3/4 times of base, that is 3/4 times of 2. Okay, this is x3 bar. So if we calculate this, we will going to get deflection at B is equal to 109.27 divided by EI. This is the deflection at B. So we have found out slope at B and deflection at B, YB and theta B. Okay, so this is one problem. Let us take another simple problem. Okay, determine the slope and deflection of the loaded beam shown in figure at the free end. Again, you have to find out slope and deflection at the free end by moment area method. Take EI constant. Okay, so EI will be constant. So this is the given sketch. One thing you can observe here from the previous problems what we have solved. So here UDL is also there, and here, and point load is also there. Okay, on beam both the types of loads are acting. Okay, not only one. In the previous problems, if you see, either we have considered point load or UDL, not simultaneously both the loads. But here in this problem, UDL is also there and point load is also there. So if this is the case, then how to find out slope and deflection? Okay, now so this total beam can be divided into two problems. Okay, right? So what is the two problem? First, without this point load, now I will not consider this point load, just it is UDL, same beam with UDL. Now see here, beam AB, okay, beam AB with this UDL, not this point load. I will not shown point load. Okay, plus, right? Now without UDL only point load. Now see, again same cantilever beam, now with point load 200 kilonewton at B. Okay, so same, this total problem will be divided into two problems. One is without this UDL only, without this point load with UDL, and without this UDL only point load. This is, so two beams we can consider. Then separately, as usual, the procedure what we have followed, you have to draw the bending moment diagram, but before that calculate bending moments. Now there are two beams now. Okay, so bending moment calculation. So remember, whenever the two loads, I am not saying same loads but different loads, UDL and point load acting, so you have to divide the total problem into two separate problems. Okay, now bending moment calculation. Now for this, now see, beam with only UDL, this, okay, beam with only UDL, this figure you will consider. Now again calculate bending moment at B, it is 0, correct? Bending moment at C here, come from this, is there any load here? No. So bending moment at C is also 0. Then bending moment at A, so bending moment at A again minus, because this will going to bend like this, it is hogging minus, so minus 20 into 4, okay, minus 20 into 4 into perpendicular distance between this point load and A is half of this, that is 2 meters. So bending moment at A, MA is equal to minus 20 into 4 becomes point load, and perpendicular distance is 2. So minus 20 into 4 into 2, this is minus 160 kilonewton meter. So bending moment at B 0, bending moment at C 0, and bending moment at A will be minus 160 kilonewton meter. So this is for only UDL. Now consider again this beam with only point load, now without this UDL, this diagram. So again calculate bending moment at B. Again bending moment at B will be 0. Again if you consider this load, 200 into perpendicular distance is 0 means, so MB is equal to 0. Now bending moment at C, it is not 0 now. Bending moment at C will be again, so this portion, because of this load, this CB will going to bend like this, okay, hogging. So bending moment at C, MC will be minus 200 into 3, okay, minus 200 into 3. See here, bending moment at C is equal to minus 200 into 3, that is minus 600 kilonewton meter. Okay, minus 600 kilonewton meter. Then bending moment at A now. Bending moment at A, again same load, start from here. Bending moment at A, again this is minus, it will going to bend like this, hogging, minus. So minus 200 into, what is the perpendicular distance between this 200 and A? It is 7. So minus 200 into 7. So minus 200 into 7, that is minus 1400 kilonewton meter. Okay, so we have calculated bending moment for this UDL only and bending moment for this point load only. So below this only you have to draw the bending moment diagram. For this, see here, draw the baseline, again A, C, B, A, C, B. Okay, then bending moment at B is 0, bending moment at C is 0, then bending moment at A, it is minus 160. Minus means below the baseline. So show 160 kilonewton meter. Now see, from A to C, UDL is there. From A to C, UDL means it is a curve, parabolic spandrel will be there. So from C to B, is there any load? No. Or the bending moment, here it is 0, here it is 0, this line will remain same. Okay, this is bending moment for this UDL only. Then bending moment for this can draw. So bending moment at B is 0, bending moment at C, see here, bending moment at C minus 600. Okay, bending moment at C, this is minus 600, minus means below 600. Then bending moment at A, this is 1400, total 1400. Okay, minus 1400. See, we have drawn this 1400. Now see, A to C, is there any load? No. So come straight line A to C, because this is 800, 600. Here we have drawn, marked bending moment at C is 600. From here to here, straight line, no load. Again from C to B, no load, straight line. Bending moment at B 0, here it is 600, here it is 1400. So again divide this. Okay, this is one area. Divide this. Okay, so one, that is, this is 1, then this is second, third and fourth. So there will be four areas between B to A. Between now B to A, there will be 4 areas, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now as usual, slope at free end. We want slope at the free end, that is B, theta B. So theta B is equal to what? Again, where is the slope 0 now? At point A. So we have to take area of bending moment diagram between B and A. We are calculating at B, and where the slope is 0? At A. So area we will going to take between B and A. So area of bending moment diagram between B and A divided by ER. Now see, area of bending moment diagram between B and A divided by ER. Both the figures you have to consider now. So how many areas between B and A here now? Here it is, nothing is there, only single line is there. What is the area between B and A now? 1. So from this it is area 1, and from this between B and A area, how many areas? 2, 3, 4. So this area 1 plus area 2, area 3, area 4, because we are considering B to A. So from B to A, here one area is, and from this B to A, 3 areas are there. So we are going to add, so A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 divided by ER. Now A1, what is the area of 1? Now see, this is parabolic spandrel, 1/3 of base into height. 1/3 base is 4 meter and height is 160. Okay, 1/3 of base into height, 1/3 of 160 into 4 plus second area A2. Now see, rectangle 600 into 4 meter, 600 into 4 meter. Okay, next plus third one is triangle. Third one is triangle. See this triangle, half base is 4 meter and height will be 800. So that is third area. And then fourth area is also triangle, half base is 3 meter and this height will be 600. So height will be 600. So add all the areas divided by EI. So you're going to get slope at B is equal to 5113.34 divided by EI. Okay. So this is the radians. The unit of rotation or slope will be radians. So 5113.34 divided by EI. That is slope at free end B. Theta B. Now similarly calculate the deflection at free end YB. Again YB is equal to what? Area into x bar divided by EI. Now how many areas? Again from B to A. Again A will be the reference because deflection is 0 at A. Okay, we want to calculate deflection at B now. So A into x bar. Okay, again A1, A2, A3, A4 divided by EI, but area, each area will be multiplied x1 bar. Now see, again two figures, area into x1 bar. Now for this figure, this is the A1. Okay, this is A1 and x1 bar is what? We are calculating deflection at which point? B. So your x1 bar should be from B here to centroid of this. So from here to here how much? 3 plus what is the centroid of this parabolic spandrel? It is 3/4 of 4. From here it is 3/4 of base. So 3/4 of base is 3/4 of 4. So 3 plus 3/4 of 4. That will be the x1 bar. See, area as usual, whatever the area we have calculated, 1/3 of 160 into 4 into x1 bar. x1 bar is 3 plus 3/4 of 4 plus A2 is 600 into 4 then into 5. Okay, A2 is here now. Again from B. So here it is 3 plus half of this 4, that is 2. 3 plus 2, 5. Okay, that is 5. So A2 x2 bar plus A3, this is triangle, half base into height into distance. Okay, A3 x3 bar. X3 is here, area is 3 here. So x3 bar means from B to here, centroid. So from here to here how much? 3 meter. So 3 plus, okay, 3 plus from here it is how much here, centroid? Okay, 2/3 of 4 meter. So 3 plus 2/3 of 4 meter. 3 plus 2/3 of 4 meter plus A4. Again A4 is triangle. Okay, half 3 into 600 into x4 bar. x4 is here. From B it is how much? 2/3 of 3 meter. From here centroid 2/3 of base, that is 2/3 of 3 meter. If you calculate this, then the deflection will be 24136 divided by EI. Okay, so this is downward. See that why it is down, deflection is downward because see this how this beam will going to bend because of these two loads. How this will going to bend? This will going to deflect like this. Okay, so this deflection will be downward now. Okay, so the deflection will be downward. So this is slope at B, this is deflection at B. So this is important when the two loads are acting, two different loads, whatever it may be UDL and point load, or UDL or moment will be there like this. So when the two loads are acting simultaneously on the beam, so you have to consider two separate beams and calculate as usual. Okay, so these are the two important problems. Please go through these problems, solve once again if any doubts are there. So let me clarify. Okay, and thank you for attending the session. Thank you very much.